Good day, lords and ladies, welcome back. In the last episode, we broke into the mansion. We had a little bit of an upset with how hacking works, but as I said, in hindsight, I should have just gone to basically here and looked at how combat works, because I believe somewhere in here. Yeah. Also, if you install Cyberware, you can't remove it, so be careful. In here, there's an explanation of how hacking combat works somewhere. I won't go through it right now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's in the Decker section, into the Matrix. Jack into the Matrix, access the Matrix, and you basically have the programs you can use, expert system programs, and just a bunch of basic stuff. And it describes what combat in the Matrix is like. But I'd forgotten about that. So that was my own fault. So let's go this way. We got the manifesto anyway, which is a bit of a nice little bonus for us. So let's keep pushing. Nothing else of interest here. Stuff in the game will be highlighted if you can interact with it, like with these little floating icons here. Yep. Let's leave to the new location. A lot of the time, I will say that you cannot go back to old locations, especially in story missions. You can't save during conversations or mid-action. So far, so good. If you're skirmish with security set off any alarms, you didn't hear them, Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement of Hereford Manor. Your payday is waiting. The data vault lies below. Dietrich eyes the door, then turns to Monica. That's a big freaking vault, Lipchin. Bigger than on the schematics. Schematics don't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions are clear. The data we're looking for should be just on the other side of this door. Monica combs a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal the black plastic sheath of her data jack. A quick jaunt into the Matrix, a little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing wide open. Be right back. A burst of static crackles through the tiny speaker on the Monica's comlink. Igor, still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge while you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich flexes his stare intensely onto the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just as he always does. We've been through this, Edgar. You're not in the KSK anymore, and the chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us. The simple principle that applies to the flux state. Please spare me the lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with this. Best get used to it, Igor love. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tells me that it needs an answer. We could go Igor's right. Monica should be a second in command, just in case. I agree with Dietrich. Someone needs to take charge. It happens. We don't have time for this, Edgar. We can do Decker 2. Why don't I take the crack at the door instead? Let me show you what I can do. We have the level for it. Try. Monica smiles but shakes her head. No offense, Black Knight, but this is my team, and at least for now I handle the grid work. Then you need a second command. Come on, Monica. Put someone in charge and let's get on with the mission. Monica stares at the screen on her wrist for a moment, clearly irritated when she twinkles. Then, with a twinkle appears in her eyes, she smiles at you as she speaks to a comlink. Very well, if you do this, we'll do this Igor's way. While I'm in jacked in, Black Knight is in charge. There's a pause, and Igor's voice crackles out to comlink. Black Knight, did I hear you right? You're putting the rookie in command? I thought you were a pro, Edgar. Questioning orders in front of the team isn't exactly a pro move, is it? We could go basically, I'm not a rookie. Listen, Edgar, you asked for a decision and you got one. Let's go with this. Edgar, you asked for a decision and you got one. Let's go with that one. Yeah. I don't like this one because it will probably annoy her. This is ridiculous. I know that it's a joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you, Monica's tone is all business. Evidently, she's had enough. The decision is made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. Without another word, Edgar's image flickers and fades from Monica's communicator. Sorry about Edgar. Iger. Was it Iger? Yeah, Iger. So about Iger can be inflexible, the legacy of a long military career, but she knows what she's doing. She means well. It's a little legitimate concern. She hardly knows me. As long as she follows orders, she can think what she wants. Null sweat. I'll buy her a beer and talk it out after the run. As long as she follows orders, she can think what she wants. Very good, but I wouldn't deliberately antagonise her. Igor's skills and experience are invaluable to this team. She's also a killing machine. Monica nods. There is also that. Okay, enough chat, let's get this door. Monica turns towards the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyber deck, then glances back at you with a grin. It's you on the other side. Then she punches it, projecting her consciousness into the cyberspace, her fingers harmonizing into the smooth, rhythmic staccato that only the expert decker can achieve. Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms rip through her face, and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down to see a nub of pink flesh hitting the ground, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Glory leaps towards Monica, her head outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Deirdre surges forward to wrap the team's fallen decker in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that wreck her body. With Monica on an earthly scream still ringing sharply into your head, you're only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. Help Glory pull the plug from Monica's data jack. Smash Monica's data jack. Smash Monica's cyber deck. Help Deirdre to hold Monica down. Let's pull the plug on Monica's data jack to get her out of the system. While Glory holds Monica's head steady, you snatch the cord that connects Monica's data jack to a cyber deck. Without a moment's hesitation, you give a solid yank and the cord comes free, a wisp of oily blue smoke tracing it away from her data jack to the ceiling. The commingled sense of scarred meat and ozone filled the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flatter open. Muscle tremors continue to distort her face, and blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing, and look concentration in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Just stay with us, Monica. Okay, we'll get you out of here. So if we had biotech free, we could have actually seen what she was trying to say. Save your breath. Glory's voice is strange. She's had a stroke, and a bad one. She'll be dead before we even back to the van. Talk to me, Monica. What are you trying to say? Slowly, painful, Monica wrestles her jaw open. The blood swirled up in her mouth comes pouring out in a slit covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the shape she needs. Fear. With that in effect, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze and sees something else. Hope? Fergus Swinger. A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back again. She grunts, then her chin drops to her chest, her head lolls to one side, her eyes fixed on an object in the corner of the room, a computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly she attempts to speak again, but only a sound that emerges a long, strangled croak. A look of recognition washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her slack jaw goes slack, and she dies. Nuts. Monica, no. This can't be happening. We've got hostiles. They're clearly in the data vault. We need to get out of here fast. Okay. So, now we need to run. And there's not a lot of cover. So we need to get the team out alive. And there's only 3 of us. So let's get to cover. Hit him in the chest. He's in heavy cover. That's not going to help. We need to get into cover as well. There isn't a lot. That would take him 2 actions to get there. %40 chance to hit. Okay, first things first, we need to get him into cover. Can't shoot this person. Let's try 52 on him. Missed. Hit. We're flanked. That's not great. Okay. She's down. Got a charge and melee. And, yeah, rip his head clean off by the looks of it. That hit isn't great for me. So, you're going to heal her. And then you've got to throw a knife at him and get him in the chest with the knife. I really can't do anything. I could chuck a grenade, basic frag grenade. Outside the blast radius, yeah, let's chuck it at him. And she took damage from that, that's unfortunate. Right. Get to the terminal. Heal can't do anything right now. So she needs to get up to the terminal. MC Pose Building Maintenance Software version 1.01 command line interface. Internal memory checksum invalid. Black Knight, Black Knight, Black Knight, Black Knight, Black Knight. Scans the room nervously. They've sealed the doors behind us. We've got to find another way out. What are you doing? Deck 1. I think Monica may have inserted a bug into the system before she died. Let's go with this one because this is my speciality. Watch it 4. Something tells me we're going to have more company soon. I don't know yet. Watch my back while I figure this out. Stay frosty, Dietrich. Just give me a minute. Text continues to scroll down and turn on the screen. A problem has been detected in the core component of the MCPOS. Restoring MCPOS to factory default settings. Yes, no. Warning, restoring will take several minutes to execute. Connecting doors and parallel walls will be parallel wheels will be disarmed when complete. Black Knight, Black Knight, Black Knight. Hit the yes key. 0%. As you watch the number on the screen slowly begins to clamber, this is going to take a while. Glance down the second screen to see that the facility is on high alert. The place is simple data vault. It seems you've stumbled upon some kind of massive underground complex. A map of the hold-fast ground indicates the security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors currently being rebooted by the system's restore process are flashing a dull red. If you're reading this very correctly, the only exit from this room is the hold-fast old servant's entrance on the west side of the building. At this moment, Idgear's image winks onto your comlink with a crackling sound. The image is grainy and flickering. What's going on down there, rookie? Tell me. Monica's down, Idgear. The vote was a setup. You shout. What? No time. I'm sorry, Idgear. We couldn't save her. Now we have to get out of here. Look for the old servant's entrance to the west of the main ground. We'll rendezvous with you there. No time to explain. We're exiting via the old servant's entrance to the west of the main grounds. I need you to keep the exit clear. I'm sorry, Edgar. We couldn't save. Let's. This is the hard thing. If we were professional, we'd go. No time to explain. We're exiting via the old servant's entrance to the west of the main grounds. I need you to keep the exit clear. I'm sorry, Edgar. We couldn't save her. Now we have to get out of here. Look for the old. I'm going to do with this one because this will answer a bit of her question, but still, we explains exactly what we're doing. Rendezvous with you there. Edgar's silence is thick, but when she finally responds, her tone is professional. Roger that. She cuts out with another word. Glory turns to face you. Her movements are smooth. What's the play, Black Knight? Our escape route will open in a minute. We hold tight till then. I say we kill every dreckhead who enters the room. How does that sound? Monica found a way to open the door, but it will take some time. Let's go. Monica found a way to open the door, but it will take some time. Deirdre's pain expression lightens a bit. Of course, he did. Thanks to her, we might get out of this alive. Now, find some cover and wait for the door locks to open. When the door locks disarm, we make a break for it. Until then, we make them pay for Monica. Deirdre's hand, pain expression, twists into a mask of hatred. His hands begin to glow with prime energy. Yeah, I'm good with that. Right. So we don't have much. I'm a little bit hurt. Right. So he needs to get up into better cover. So we can summon a spirit from there. That's our exit. So whatever we do, we have to keep that exit clear. Okay, something just pinged. I don't like the sound of that. She's hit. Let's push him up. He's going to take another turn. Okay, let's get his aura up. And get her accuracy up. Can't see anything. We can summon this if we had a spirit summoner. That's where the spirit would come out. By the way, I just remembered. Right. And here come the people from the back. Target acquired. Now we're in the situation where we're being flanked. Fantastic. Let's get behind this desk. The turret can see us. Okay. Got no cover from this side, bit of cover from here. Could have really should have saved the hand grenade. Okay. Let's get mark target. Security drone or security guard. Let's get the drone down. So I don't like that thing. And then we'll do a nice solid hit to the drone. Then throw the dagger at it. And you missed. That's not great. Heal yourself up. Solid shot to the gut. Okay. They're going to flank us away. I can't actually stay here this turn. So, mark the drone. And we're going to have to get on this side of the door. You're going to have to get on the side of the door. Kill him with knife throw. You can't hit anyone this turn. Throwing a grenade. Ouch, that hurts. Please don't shoot me. Okay, I'm badly hurt. So I need to get out of dodge and patch myself up. You're also really badly hurt. He's got another turn left on that. Take out that. Keep that going. And you need to get out of dodge right now. How many grenades do they have? Oh boy. This figure loping towards you is big, even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. When you can see his face, from his face, it looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over skin. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. Security captain, all right, friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same, skulking, sneaking, stealing a vase or two from the museum, no harm, maybe I'll let you scamper away into the night, but now it's too late for this sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. He grabs the more of his minigun, jerking upwards, impatient gesture, loading with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing, Black Knight, hardened against small arms fire. We had a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armor and more about the minigun. Those things can tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out here and surrender, and I promise I'll make it easy. Something tells me you're going to kill us either way. True, I can't deny it, but it wouldn't be easy for you if you didn't fight back. The orc shrugs. When you hear the distinct whining of his indicator motor spinning up to speed, the barrels begin to blur as he wields his weapon to face you. Okay, so I'm in a really bad situation. So I need to heal, because if I don't, she's in for a world of pain. And this person needs to get shot. They're flanking. That's not good. Okay. Survive for another 4 turns. Okay. We're going to hit this person because this person needs to die. This person's going to get shot in the back. You're going to heal her. And then you're going to stab this guy in the back. Another 1 point of damage. That drone's going to be a pain. Okay. You can do a flashbang. Let's go for it. You didn't lose any any AP, that's not great. Okay. That did something to it at least, and missed. He's pushing. This isn't looking great. That's stunned. Let's get that up. Mark target. Missed. She's in a really bad state. So heal. Take that out. Oh, we're still being flanked by this guy. The problem is, where's he flanking me from? He's over there. Okay. So she's back up into some form. Got 1 turn left to go before we can peg it. Okay. She can't shoot him. We need to start moving back towards the door. You've got 1 action left. You're not looking great on meds, so take another pop of a heal. He's still in the open. That's not great. Can't shoot anyone. Okay, done. Right, the door's open. We have to leave. Time to go. Okay. Well, I thought we just had to get out. Okay, this is not as good as I'd hoped. Okay. Yeah, he needs to leave. Oh, more soldiers? Okay. No time for dilly-dallying. Get to here. Ah, missed. Missed again. No time, just peg it to the exit. Nah, that was nasty. Igor rises from a corpse-strewn perch as you approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. The run was a trap. Or was it? Igor grits her teeth and shakes her head. We can talk about this later. For now, we've got to get the hell out of here. It's only a matter of time before more of them come pouring out the exits. Igor slaps aside the van, pile in people, and Black Knight. When we get back to Cruiser Bazaar, we're going to have a little talk. I get the feeling she's not happy with me. Cruiser Bazaar. So the Crease Bazaar. The Crease Bazaar, home to nearly 500,000 people, and until very recently, Monica Skirfir. Once a melting point of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, slice of Berlin, a neighbourhood that the locals call the Crease Bazaar. The safe port in the eye of the storm. The ride back to the Crease Bazaar is quiet. No one is in a talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glare of the street lights and the neon signs play across the window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colours. Soon, the van rounds a corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. It's as far as Berlin's chaotic streets would take you. Your team wordlessly debarks the vehicle and clambers down into the disused section of the U-Bar tunnel system, well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into the Krez Bazaar. Your safe house waits you on the other side. Let's get inside. Okay. Can't happen fast enough, love. The sooner we get in, the sooner I can get drunk. Okay, clamber up. You step inside and swallow the disused U-Bar tunnel, giving way to a warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim, fluorescent light. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? Paul Amsel. He steps forward, revealing the pale and expressionless face, light glinting off steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team fixer and landlord, part deal maker, part information broker, one of the best well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the team, and he takes it all in, the grim face, the hard stares, Urga's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she? His face goes ashen. He swallows, taking a moment to chew on the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something in the Vault security system. Let's go with the Decker option, because I'm supposed to be a hacker. Something in the Vault security system cooked her brain. It was too quick to be a black IC. Glory nods, her motions robotic and spire. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Urga thrust a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. You can brush a finger aside. That's bullshit, Edgar. You weren't even in the room. Sov's hand away. Poke me again, I dare you. Ignore it. Let it happen. She dacked in. She screamed. She seized. By the time we saw it was trouble, it was already too late. Let's go with this one. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtumors are good indications of a Decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those. No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in the basement. Oh, soften off, Igor. We were all on the lookout for physical security, Black Knight included. Throwing her under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under the bus is exactly where she belongs. Igor turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich, you know that, but you don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was also overconfident. She treated a job like this was a game. Do that long enough and you're going to get burnt. Edgar turns her face back to you. If you were paying attention, you would have figured all of this out on your own by now. You would have known that Monica needed watching as much as to that door. Enough, Edgar. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Iger pushes ahead, needless for the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds passed between Monica's first convulsion and her plug being pulled? 4, 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to the Decker's brain in 5 seconds? We can go, Edgar, I didn't. How dare you? Look, this wasn't. Let's go, I'm supposed to be a professional, and I actually know, and I would know as a professional hacker what this is, how dare you? You don't have answer to that, of course, you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your... That is enough. Amsel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down on the desk behind him. Irger, you and Black Knight can have it out later, but I've had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This was supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that wasn't supposed to be seen. It's fair to assume that we're still in danger. He pauses and rubs his temples, agreed. And to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we are dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so holding nothing back. The estate was just the front for what was going on in the basement. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. Monica lived long enough to say a name, Feuerschwinge. She fought hard to tell us. It must be important. Amzo seems taken aback. He pauses for a moment before responding. The fire wing, that is unexpected. You have to forgive me, this brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The fire wing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You were far too young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Feuerschwinge is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of the day are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Feuerschwinge was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Yeah, this is something I should have mentioned. When, magic came back, stuff like dragons came back as well and, awoke from their dormancy, because a lot of magical creatures had sort of gone to sleep when magic faded out of the world. And they were not happy when they came back to the world and saw how technologically advanced it was. Magical creatures do not like technology. She claimed tens of thousands of lives. Amzel takes a deep breath, slowly releasing it. There is a haunted look in his eyes. Those dark days, countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope of salvation, no end in sight. It was a horror you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine a rampaging dragon could just go away on its own. Eventually, the fire wing was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Velclair, with the help of Luftwaffe, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course, but with experimental weapons designed by Dr. von Clair finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down into the radioactive waste of the socks. For those of you interested in, if you go to the glossary, let's see if they have if they know what the socks is. Because I sort of know a little bit about the socks. Basically, it's like an exclusion zone. This event is called the Dragonfall. Saved at last from the Dragon's Wrath, Germany celebrated Velclair as a hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was an important event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised I've never heard of it. Those early years of the awakening were dramatic, Iger, not just on national level but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for a bewildered public, and in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In the light of such turmoil, it is of any surprise that Dr. Velclair and the Firewing were forgotten. Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Feuerschwinge is a bit of a historical trivia and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long-dead dragon. Iger sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. Any ideas to why? Amzel's voice trembles with frustration. No, it doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. Dragonfall is ancient history. Feuerschwinge had been dead and gone for 42 years, but there's one thing I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. He visibly struggles to claim and calm himself, taking a deep breath, then slowly releasing it. I will look into this, and I'll find answers. In the meantime, did you turn up anything else in the value? The estate was just a front for what was going on in the basement. Amzel nods. That much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. That facility took serious funds to build, and at the time there was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight, and all in secret the owners, whoever they may be, were not too pleased by your escape. I'm sure. What else did you find? After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armour. He appeared to be head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? He was an older guy for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s, pretty old for an orc. And he had a skin grass. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grass come from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That is something. I'll see what I can do. I can see what I can find out. Did you note anything else during your run that may have been of value? That's all we got. That's not much. Amzel nods. His face is drawn and haggard. It's thin, I agree. The basement, the middle-aged orc with skin grass and long forgotten the world event. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? You haven't said anything about the client yet, Paul. You holding all out on us? Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? Let's go with that one. Amzel looks pained. I do not exactly know his identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. His face reddens. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it could be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist for the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux state. He sighs. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that was all it took. We need to track down Monica's client and press him for information. It sounds like Green Winter is our best lead then. Yeah, we need to track down Monica's client and press him for information. Yes, most definitely. It's clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led us to believe. When he finds out what happened on the run, he's probably going to rabbit. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. Yes, we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. That's probably the best thing. There is a man here in the Kraz Bazaar, a Turk named Aturg. I'm going to apologize for getting any names wrong. Alturg Barakkazi, the owner of a local soy calf shop just down the way called Cafe Chesve. This man is our purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time, and you think he would know something about Green Winters? Amzel nods. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altug. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winter ever since. As I said, I do not trust the man. For good reason, it would seem. I'll talk to Altug and see what he knows about Green Winters. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time I pay Altug a visit. Best to be cautious in our line of work, so they go and meet with Altug then. Let's go with this one. Yes, tell him I sent you. You will do what I can. I will do what I can to dig into information that you've uncovered, readily sparse though it may be. Right. So we got some people. We can talk to a lot of people, but we got some karma points, which is something that I want to use. Right. So first things first. We got 6 karma points. Now, as you can see in combat, I am not very good at actually shooting things, and yes, I got shot to bits a lot. So let's see. We could get another level of drone combat to increase the odds when we get drones, which would be useful. We could get. I'm going to get another level of etiquette straight off the bat. 4 points. Get 2 points. I will grab. We could get corporate, security, street, academic. Let's go with security. Opens up more speech options, and with 2 points left, we could get biotech. She's not particularly good at range combat, but she's going to have people that can cover for that. And once we get the drones, it will be more useful. So I will take biotech 2. Grants a bonus to hit points recovery when using medikits. Plus, we can see enemies visible HP. So we see how much actual health we're going up against, which is nice. So we'll grab that. So we get a bit more biotech, get a bit more healing. I'm not going to probably put any more points into this because from this point onwards, you don't get a lot of bang for your buck. So that's probably the furthest we're going to go with biotech. Intelligence of 5 is okay. Yeah, so we want to be focusing on these 3 and getting charisma up. If we want to get charisma up to level 6 or something like that, it's going to take us a bit of work. So anyway, we got another level of etiquette, and we got biotech 2, which is fine. Now I picked up security because it will allow us to talk away past security guards and the like, which is in my mind. The others are nice, like RP wise, but like I see security as like if you're a Shadowrunner, you know how to talk to security, you know how to get around that kind of thing. So let's get that closed. Let's talk to people. There's people to talk to. Since the game is split into missions, you have downtime with your team. So let's talk to him first. Black Knight Amzel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are blood-sotted, expressing grim. Did you get the information from Green Winters? Not yet. Then please continue working. We need to find the man. Okay. Let's talk to Dietrich. Dietrich turns his head at you approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, legacy of too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigour, it's obvious that the same and you see today as a shadow of his former self. Despite all this, you are still in awe of power surrounding the man. He raises his bottle, offering it to you. Black Knight, welcome. I've got a bottle of snaps that needs sharing, and I've got a fallen comrade to drink to. Take the bottle to Monica Prost. Take the bottle. You go ahead and toast, Monica. I'm drinking for revenge. Refuse, I don't drink, but I join you in saluting her memory. Refuse, I'll drink to Monica. I got a job. You drink to Monica. I have a job to focus on. Let's take a bottle. Yeah, take the bottle to Monica Prost. Because he was your friend. Liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, and as you raise it, you catch the intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. It tastes of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of buttery toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pour of the bottle and then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question, Black Knight. What made you choose to come to Berlin? Why do you want to know now? You should reply. Monica told me that you moved here from Rio Rala Megaplex. Made it sound like you'd been there for a good many years, successful years at that. Leads a man to wonder why you packed up and moved here. A member of my old crew betrayed me. A run went bad. Like let's be careful about this because like they're all on edge at the moment. So if I say it was time for a change, that's all. A member of my crew betrayed me. I just had to drop out. I had just had to drop outside for a while. A run went bad, and my team paid the price. I'm not going to say that one because if I say that, will get him spooked. A member of my old crew betrayed me. Let's go with that. Member of my old crew betrayed me. Ain't that a pisser? I can handle all sorts of things, but betrayal always makes me see red. Yeah, I know the feeling. I tried to make him answer for it, but the bastard got away. Right there with you. I ventilated the son of a bitch before I left Ruleplex. Yeah, right there with you. I ventilated the son of a bitch before he left. It's probably going to be one of these ones. There are extenuating circumstances. The thing is, in this kind of setting, that doesn't really matter, because the thing is, like, if the corporations or other individuals get hold of you, it's not a nice fate. I tried to make him answer for it, but the bastard got away. Let's go with no, let's go with this one. I got his revenge. I ventilated him. Dietrich raises a bottle and salute, then makes another swig. The bastard deserved no less, and in your position I'd have done the same thing. So after all this went down, you decided to bail out of the Ruhrplex and head to Berlin. How am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the Ruhrplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Ah, yes, Monica. Dietrich raises his bottle again. He then closes his eyes and takes a long drink, and after a moment has passed, he turns tense into you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know the two of you knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about the things. Are you always this inquisitive? Yeah, I suppose. My life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figure everyone else is too. So how about it? Want to fill me in? We were friends. We were very close. We were business associates, nothing more. I'm probably going to go with we were friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thank you for taking time to talk to me. For what it's worth, I am happy you're here with us. Dietrich takes a final pour of the bottle and tips it forward, pouring the rest to the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. Right here. Dante. As you start towards the safe door, a large, four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of intimidating breed. A long whine emerges as he enters the room, a head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante, mutters Dietrich. Dietrich shakes his head. Don't worry, boy, we'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Amel's eyes well up. He inhales but can't catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. He closed his eyes. That's when I realised something bad had happened. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Scratched Dante behind the ear. Grab Monica's bag of soy jerky treats off the table and give him one. Dante takes the treat in his mouth, but it's clear that he's not no appetite for it, and jerky drops to the floor. He leans to you and looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you, Black Knight. Amsel takes a ragged breath and releases it. Then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you've finished with the Utleg, mine Fräulein. With a little luck, we can help us locate Green Winters, and we can get to the bottom of this. He stares at the floor, and now I think we should all take a moment. He lips tighten for Monica. Okay. We still got a couple of people to talk to. Let's have a quick look around. Is there anything we can interact with quickly? That's our equipment stash. Nothing in here but our attack code. Okay, and we've used up some healing items as well, which is not great. So we can have what that's in our stash. We can switch between our party members and the dog. Okay. Because he's with us. But I think it's a good place to end now. We've managed to drag our battered and bleeding bodies back to the safe house. We've talked to Dietrich and our landlord, and we've got two other people in our party to talk to before we head out into the city. Igor is going to be a problem. I just have a feeling about it. She's military, so ex-military, so she's probably not going to like us very much. And Glory, I do not know how she's going to take it, but we shall see what happens next time. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Shadowrun Dragonfall, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.